Ordering coffee in Italy without getting that subtle pitying glance from the barista is simpler than you think, but it requires unlearning almost everything you think you know about coffee. Imagine you've just landed, stepped off the train in Rome's Termini station, heart thrumming with excitement for your Italian adventure. The first thing on your mind after ditching your luggage is finding that quintessential Italian coffee experience. You walk into a bustling bar, the air thick with the aroma of roasted beans and hushed Italian chatter, and confidently ask for an espresso. And that's your very first almost mistake. You see, in Italy, caffè is espresso. Asking for an espresso is like asking for a hot dog. It's redundant, and while they'll serve you one, you've already signaled that you're not quite local. The proper term, the one that makes you sound like you belong, is simply un caffè. Pronounce it un caffè. Just one word and you're already blending in. But the biggest cultural tripwire, the one that guarantees a bewildered look, is ordering a cappuccino in the afternoon. Picture this. You've just enjoyed a glorious Roman lunch, perhaps some cacio e pepe, and you're feeling content. Now for a coffee, you think. Un cappuccino, per favore, you say, flashing a smile. The barista might just give you a polite but firm no, signore, or serve it with a sigh so subtle you almost miss it. Why? Because cappuccino, with its rich milk and foam, is strictly a breakfast drink. It's considered too heavy, too difficult to digest after a meal. The unwritten rule is before 11 a.m., preferably with a cornetto. Past midday, it's considered a culinary faux pas. Remember, cappuccino. And speaking of milk, never, ever just ask for un latte. If you do, you'll be handed a glass of plain cold milk. Italians don't really drink milk on its own in a cafe, and certainly not with their meal. If you want a milky coffee that's not a cappuccino, you're looking for a caffè latte, pronounced caffè latte. But even then, this is often a breakfast drink made at home, rather than ordered out. The classic, universally accepted milky coffee for an afternoon treat, if you absolutely must have milk, is a caffè macchiato. This is an espresso stained with just a tiny dollop of steamed milk or foam. It's light, it's quick, and it won't invite any judgmental glances. Macchiato. Now the ritual itself. Unlike many other places, coffee in Italy is almost always consumed standing at the bar. It's a quick, social pause in the day. You order, you get your tiny cup, you down it in a few sips, and you're off. There are no massive to-go cups, no lingering with laptops, no sprawling on comfy sofas. If you choose to sit at a table, especially in a popular piazza, be prepared for the price to double or even triple. That's not a scam. It's simply the cost of the table service and the view. So, embrace the local way. Stand, sip, socialize, and savor the moment. What about sugar? Most Italians take their espresso with a packet of sugar. They'll pour it in, give it a quick stir with the tiny spoon, and then drink it all in a couple of gulps. Don't feel pressured to drink it black if that's not your preference. However, don't ask for milk unless it's a macchiato or another specific milky drink. The purity of the cafe is respected. Then there's the Americano. Many tourists craving something closer to their familiar filter coffee ask for an Americano. This is an espresso diluted with hot water, and yes, it will be served to you. But don't expect a big mug of drip coffee. It will still be a smaller, darker, more intense beverage than what you might be used to at home. It's simply not the same thing. The pronunciation is Americano. It's there for you, but understand it's not a direct equivalent to a diner coffee. A crucial point for busy bars, particularly in big cities, is how you pay.
In many establishments, you don't pay the barista directly. You'll go to the cashier first, tell them what you want, pay, and then take your receipt to the barista, who will then prepare your drink. Trying to pay the barista can lead to an awkward back and forth, holding up the line. Look for the cassa, cashier, first, especially if the bar is crowded. Beyond the basics, there are a few other delightful variations you might encounter. A caffè corretto is an espresso corrected with a shot of liquor, usually grappa or sambuca, perfect for a chilly morning or a strong digestivo. A caffè lungo is a longer espresso, meaning more water has passed through the grounds, resulting in a slightly weaker, larger shot, but it's still strong. And the opposite, a caffè ristretto, is an even shorter, more concentrated espresso, often just a few sips of intense flavor. These are nuances that show you know your stuff. If mastering these subtle cultural cues makes you feel more like a local and less like a tourist, hit that like button. It tells me these little travel insights are truly hitting home. But beyond the specific names and customs, the real secret to avoiding correction is simple politeness and confidence. Always greet the barista. Buongiorno until midday, or buonasera in the afternoon and evening. Use per favore, please, when you order, and grazie, thank you. A simple un caffè per favore delivered with a smile will get you much further than perfect pronunciation. The Italians appreciate the effort, even if your accent is a little wobbly. They respect the attempt to engage with their culture. What other travel blunders have you accidentally walked into? Share your most memorable oops moment in the comments below. We've all been there, and sometimes those stories are the best souvenirs. Essas histórias de micos de viagem são mesmo os melhores souvenirs porque mostram que você se permitiu mergulhar. E no fundo, é isso que os italianos mais valorizam: a autenticidade, o respeito pelas suas tradições. Pense no café não só como uma bebida, mas como um ritual social. Você raramente verá um italiano pedindo um cappuccino depois do almoço, por exemplo. É um código não dito, quase sagrado. Cappuccino é para o café da manhã, a colazione. Pedir um às 3 da tarde pode não gerar uma bronca explícita, mas vai levantar uma sobrancelha invisível no barista. E isso é exatamente o que queremos evitar, não é? Outro detalhe que faz toda a diferença é onde você toma seu café. Na maioria das vezes, o lugar do italiano é de pé, no balcão. É um momento rápido, uma pausa eficiente, um pequeno teatro diário onde se observa o fluxo da vida. Sentar à mesa geralmente significa um preço diferente, mais caro, e uma experiência mais prolongada, talvez acompanhada de um corneto, o nosso croissant italiano. Essa é uma das dicas que adoro compartilhar porque transforma completamente a sua percepção do bar italiano. Se você já percebeu como esses pequenos detalhes mudam a sua viagem e quer mais insights como este, considere deixar um gostei neste vídeo. Ajuda muito a saber que estou no caminho certo para desvendar a Itália autêntica. Afinal, a beleza de viajar é desvendar esses pequenos segredos culturais. E a melhor parte, ninguém precisa te corrigir quando você já sabe o jogo. É pura satisfação quando o barista te serve com um sorriso que diz, esse aqui entende. In the end, ordering coffee in Italy isn't just about getting caffeine. It's about participating in a deeply ingrained cultural ritual. It's about respecting traditions, understanding the rhythm of daily life, and connecting, even for a fleeting moment, with the local way. You'll transform from a bewildered visitor to someone who genuinely understands, earning not just a delicious coffee, but a silent nod of approval from the person behind the counter.
That small triumph, that feeling of belonging, is a taste of Italy more authentic than any souvenir. If you're gearing up for your next adventure and want to navigate local customs with confidence, subscribe to Layover Lingo. We're here to make sure your only surprises are delightful ones.